This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.
All right, welcome back. Jonathan Clark in the studio with Rayland Baxter. How are you, Rayland?
Fantastic. I love Fridays.
Yes, it could be any day of the week, though. We're on the internet. You never know.
Oh, yeah, there are no...
It's endless. Time is endless and forever. The new album, we're going to hold it up right here. It's called Wide Awake. By the way, we have Barney here to your left. And this new album, Wide Awake, is fantastic. Rayland's playing the Bowery Ballroom here in New York City this coming Friday night, and also on the beach in Asbury Park. See Here Now Fest, September 30th. All the tour dates, RaylandBaxter.com. I have to start with the opening line of your bio, which I found amazing. Let's see. Opens up with the line, Thoreau had Walden Pond, Kerouac had Big Sur. Rayland Baxter, he had an old rubber band factory in Franklin, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So you got to tell me about this rubber band factory, man.
Well, you know, there's always the spin for the press, and then there's if you dive a little deeper, there's maybe sometimes an even more interesting story, and with this case, there is a more interesting story. One of my good friends from Kentucky, his name's Billy, and he comes from the line, he comes from a rubber family. So his grandfather was one of the innovators of the rubber band, and so you know, that was back in the 20s, maybe before that. The Alliance Rubber Company used to take position in this factory that is now a recording studio, and the compound, you know, between all of the sheds that are on this property in the middle of the cornfields, there are 3 huge sheds that used to store rubber. Now they store farming equipment for the local farmers. And then there was 3 brick buildings, one building being the office space, which is Thunder Sound Studios, a functioning studio. Hit me up on the internet if you want to find out how to record there, just in case.
Cool.
It's all antique recording gear.
You got 24-track machines there too?
Oh, he's got everything. He's got probably 4 different. What do you call them? Consoles.
Yeah.
MCI, Neve, whatever you want, he's got it. And so when the studio 2 years ago, when the studio was just being built out and kind of a construction site, I moved up there. He was like, "Yeah, Ray, man, you can live in that room over there, man. You can have it as long as you want, man. Just write some cool songs in there, okay, buddy?" And so I went in there and just camped out for 3 months and you know, blanketed up the windows and kind of shut myself off.
Woodshedded for like hours and hours each day, right? Like
yeah, I was a wide awake dude.
Fantastic. Well, that sounds like a great place, a great recording studio.
It's incredible. We rehearsed up there before this tour last week. We were up there for a week, and it's a beautiful place. I've always, since seeing Field of Dreams, that movie Field of Dreams, I've always been obsessed with cornfields.
Yeah.
And just what they're all about. There's mystery inside, you know.
Yep.
To me, there's probably monsters in there and coyotes and
yeah.
small human beings and ants and hawks and
midgets
and staircases that go down to another world.
We're getting into like Stephen King territory now.
And then a clown. There's a clown in there. You want to come play with me?
But were you born in Nashville?
I was born in Bon Aqua, Tennessee, which is 45 minutes outside of Nashville. But I lived in Bon Aqua for maybe like a month, and then we moved into Nashville.
Right. So does it amaze you to see what's going on with Nashville for like the last 10 years?
10 years, yeah, just about 10 years. Yeah, it's amazing. It's nice because it's like I don't have to go anywhere. I just live there, and all these neat things come.
Right. Well, I mean, but is it cool? I mean, because, you know, people worry about sort of the gentrification of like classic old neighborhoods and stuff like that. But
yes, people worry about it, but it's just going to happen whether anybody wants it to or not. It's like people keep having babies, and the world's growing, and space needs to be inhabited. And I am sympathetic to all as much as I can be. It's just going to happen. Old houses are going to get torn down, and I pick and choose my fights. I fight for a strong cup of coffee and not a long line and to get it.
I love it. Rayland Baxter is with us. The new album's Wide Awake. He's playing the Bowery Ballroom here in New York City this Friday night. And See Here Now Fest in Asbury Park, September 30th. This album, A Family Affair, is your dad on this album?
He plays on the last track. He's playing on every one of my albums.
Oh, he has, okay.
This being the third album, this is his third appearance.
And his name is Bucky. He's a musician as well, playing with some small names like Bob Dylan, REM, Ryan Adams. So was he ever, like, growing up, was he ever like, Rayland, why don't you go to law school? Why don't you become a doctor? Like, do you really want to go in this music business? Or is he really, like, encouraging?
He didn't say anything about playing music until I was, almost. Well, I taken a year off of college. I got kicked out of school, so just before anybody's like, "No, you got kicked out, man. You didn't take." I took a year off. I got kicked out. He gave me a guitar. This is when I was 21. I was kind of really into sports and smoking pot and playing with crawfish in the creek before then. And he just gave me an acoustic guitar and taught me how to play a couple different chords up and down the neck, like here or here.
You got the E, you got the A.
Well, that's an E. This is an E as well.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. E in 3 places, 4 places. You're like Bob Weir. He plays all kinds of chords all over the place.
He does. And so then I just kind of started noodling. I went back to school, and me and my roommate Grant were messing around with like single string, just. And then the years, my junior year, I started a cover band called Ralph and the Movers, and we played cover songs at our house parties or at the local bar. And in my senior year, I started I was in another cover band. We were just like a drummer and 2 guitar players. There was nothing proper about it. And then after college, I moved out to Colorado thinking I was going to work for a ski mountain and teach kids how to snowboard.
What town in Colorado?
Well, I was based in Creede, Colorado, which is southwest in the San Juan Mountains.
Oh, so the other side of the what do you call it?
Front line.
Front.
It's in the southwest quadrant of
Continental
Colorado.
Divide.
Yeah. It's near, you kind of like Pagosa Springs, Durango area.
I went to school in Boulder.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I
didn't want to come back.
Yeah, I hear that. It was probably way cooler in Boulder when you were in school there. It's a little bit full of.
I survived.
Full of the funky now, but and then I moved up to Breckenridge and was a snowboard instructor there for one
man.
winter. But I was living in a camper. I was hitchhiking to work and back, and I got frostbite on my nose and one of my fingertips. And I was like, this is not my life.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy, but I was happy on Wednesday nights when I played the open mic at the Gold Pan Saloon.
Nice.
And then, that was my only thing. And then my dad was living down in Creede, living out on a piece of property, just having a good old time with life. But a couple years prior, he had produced a record with a French DJ from the Gotan Project, and involved with bluegrass musicians. So I got a job guitar teching for this band. We went to Europe for 3 weeks.
Cool gig, man.
Yeah, it was great. I didn't know how to change strings on a guitar until the week before rehearsals. And then I just, started, and I moved back to Nashville after that tour. I went to Israel, which is a major part of my life, actually. I lived in Israel for 6 months after that tour, and then started diving in and, finally listening to the lyrics of Bob Dylan and Leonard Cohen, and not just like singing along to the melodies, and reading their books and watching the documentaries and everything I could get my hands on. Once again, woodshedding in seclusion, and with kind of missiles flying over my head at some days when I was out there. And I moved back to Nashville and got to work 10 years ago.
Were you ever fascinated by how your dad plays the pedal steel guitar? And how
Always.
He must be from another planet if he can play an instrument like that. I mean,
yeah, it's like knee levers and foot switches and a slide bar and metal picks on your hand and a strange brain. I mean, I've from the time I can remember, I've always been amazed by the melodies that come out of that thing, especially when he plays it and the tone.
It's like the air changes in the room when that thing fires up,
Yeah.
like it's amazing.
It's a beautiful instrument. Hopefully I'll have time when I'm 45 to start.
Rayland Baxter, we got Barney with us, and we got a couple guitars. You want to play a song for us?
Yeah.
Tell us the name of it, and just go for it.
This song's called 79 Shiny Revolvers.
Off the new album.
Mm-hmm. 79 shiny revolvers, American-made misery night. Little you know, maybe you need one. One in your left hand and one in your right. And every day, wherever I go now, the march of the man, the black and the blue. 79 shiny revolvers, yeah, they're pointing at me, love, and pointing at you. Now everybody talking about it, so we can talk about it too. You really want to save the world, man? Well, I want to save it too. We could blow them away the American way. 79 shiny revolvers, and open your eyes into the new day. Middle of June, officer down, trying to sleep, but all of the silence has been waking me up and bringing me down. And the camera's on to cover the action. Civilians all dressed to the nines, and they gather around to see the disaster. Yeah, you take a picture or two, or get on the news. What a beautiful life. Now everybody talking about it, so we can talk about it too. You really want to save the world, man? Well, I want to save it too. We could blow them away the American way. 79 shiny revolvers, there's a killer on the run. But look at all the pretty flowers brought by everyone. What a beautiful array. Even though we got away, now everybody talking about it, so we can talk about it too. You wanna be a superhero? Well, I've got news for you. We could blow them away the American way. 79 bang, bang, bang. 79 bang, bang, bang. 79 shiny revolver.
There he is, Rayland Baxter, playing live for us here on Q1043's Out of the Box. 79 shiny revolvers off the beautiful new album called Wide Awake, which everyone should go out and buy. That is fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for playing that for us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, this vinyl's happening, man. And let me show this, because Andrew and I, we got this on the inside too.
That's me licking the peanut butter off my I just made a PBJ.
You got the lyrics and everything, so everyone go out and get this record in any format.
Can you pull it out of the vinyl real quick? Can you pull the vinyl out of the sleeve?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, check it out.
Uh-oh.
It's like a Skittle.
Look at this.
It's orange, like my favorite color, Skittle.
Here it goes. That's your favorite flavor?
Yeah, I love the orange Skittles, yeah.
Nice. So Casanova is the song off the album I've been playing on this show. What can you tell us about this song, and then we'll blast it off the record?
Well, I wrote this song. Most of the songs came from when I was living up at Thunder Sound at the Rubber Band Land. But this one I wrote, like, in a car on the way to Lollapalooza. Me and my buddies drove to Lollapalooza 4 years ago to see Cage the Elephant play.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And when it was the year, both years they played, it was raining, but we went up there, and I don't know, they were on my mind, so I wrote a song. But I have always wanted to write a song about like the amount of phone calls lots of American post-college students people have received from Sally Mae or like the lender that gave them money, and I couldn't afford to pay back the whatever amount they wanted a month. So I went delinquent, and whatever, screwed my credit.
Guilty.
Whatever.
Guilty.
It did, yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah. Like 70% of Americans, maybe even more. And so this is a song about the college loan debt. And Sally Mae is the woman, and I'm the Casanova running from the hole that I don't want to go back into.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. Rayland Baxter is his name. His new album's Wide Awake. See him live at the Bowery Ballroom this coming Friday night in New York City and on the beach in Asbury Park. See Here Now Fest September 30th. Rayland, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
Bernie, thanks for doing a little Nashville picking
problem.
with us.
Thank
and we'll see you guys soon. Stay safe on the road and come back anytime.
All right,
so much.
thank you.
This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.